It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful afternoon. Today is Wednesday. Wednesday. You know, I gotta stop doing that.
I know, because you take the shows.
Yeah, we can't replay them.
I know.
But today is a very interesting day. This is a tape show. I've only done, in my 15 years in this business, maybe a handful of tape shows. Because I don't believe in tape shows. I like stuff that happens live.
Well, it's going to happen. It's still going out this way. It's just not going out.
But it's not the same, because you
time.
could fix it, Josh, Mr. Magician. Fix it, Josh, Mr. Magician.
We're not fixing
anything. He goes like
anything.
this, and he takes all the burping out, you know, scratching your armpit, takes all that out.
Oh, so much fun for you.
It is.
How do you like our new set?
I feel like I'm in the Matrix. That is the name of this painting, by the way.
We have named this The Matrix. This is a beautiful piece by Amy Reshevsky, and because Comcast is out today, we're doing a special edition of the Brooklyn Cafe show with a lot more artwork like we used to do, going old school. We've got guests in studio, so much more fun, and we had a nice morning.
You are wound up.
Me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You need a vacation, Lucy.
I don't do
You
that.
need to chill.
Yeah, all I can tell you is we got JoJo and Debbie in the house, and some of the music JoJo's brought forward is amazing. These new artists, but look at these.
Cheers on the beach.
These, I have never seen a red avocado. These are from Mary Jo of Young Living Essential Oils.
You think that's right?
And I cannot believe there's such thing as a red avocado. It's not a Puerto Rican avocado, Debbie. And JoJo, I know they're not Puerto Rican avocados. There's avocados in Puerto Rico.
We gotta find
like
out.
a big, loose seed in this.
It has a, yeah, it's loose.
I've
Which
never
usually
knew.
means it's ripe and ready to go.
That
but
means we can cut into it?
I don't know. She's the one that brought it.
Mary Jo, can we cut into them?
Yeah, you could, but
They're
You
not
don't think
ready.
they're
yet.
ready?
they're quite ready yet.
You don't think they're ready yet? I feel like it's a gourd. We're getting ready for the holidays. But this is
This is a JoJo avocado.
this is the coolest thing. Her
JoJo.
husband took two avocado pits that were different, and they sort of merged and
It's a
grew in-
JoJo.
and grew into their own baby avocado.
It's a JoJo. She's growing from two different pits. You got a JoJo.
Thank you.
Mary Jo, how big is this tree?
It's huge.
She's still in the pits.
It's a good sized tree.
I've never quite seen
But they take years and years to grow. I mean,
They do,
years,
but I've
right?
never
Josh, can you go
seen-
next door and knock on their door, please?
I've never seen
I tried the front door.
an avocado in that color. And I used to grow them in Puerto Rico.
Like this? I've never seen them this color,
like
though,
this.
right?
And not only that, but they're not small. They're a nice size. It's a good size, like the heart. Maybe it's a heart avocado.
A heart? There's like a heart in it.
I think it's a heart
don't
avocado.
know.
These might be Dominican. Somebody's telling me they're from.
They feel a little different, don't they?
Yes,
Is the skin thicker?
it feels like it.
Right? It feels
We
like
have
a
to-
little
We have to do some further investigation.
thicker. Anyway, happy non-day to you. Happy midweek, everyone. See what's going on. This morning we had to send our morning show up to New York, so WGHT is getting our show, not this show, they're getting our morning show. So still up there doing what we got to do. And JoJo came in, and we're really excited because hopefully next week-ish,
Next week-ish, we'll be opening Cheers on the Beach Pub
Cheers
and
on
Grill
the
up
Beach.
in Melbourne
And-
Beach.
You know the space shuttle that was just scratched.
I know.
what happened?
They tried 17 different times to fix the problem on the pad because it's like this, you know. And
Right.
has
They
those
had to
rockets.
bring it back inside.
So what's happening now is, if it's a $90 billion project, are you going to take a chance of it exploding because they have a gas leak? Think of it that way.
You can't.
So
Well, it's
they-
funny. You know what somebody said to me? It figures the Nassau one is going to take forever to take off. You have all the billionaires are sending rockets off like it's nothing with no problem.
Well, they have to.
They're saying October 3rd maybe for this one.
Yes, because they got to take it back inside. They got to lay it down.
Yeah.
And they got to take it off, and then the batteries have to be redone, and all this. And Gio's showing me this. Let's just forget about it next year. So what I like is that JoJo thinks she's taking off next weekend, but you and me both know maybe the week after.
You think so?
I do, because I think that
Well, you know, I
wanna
could
tighten
do it next week either way, but I want to do it right.
You want
I want
it
to
to
make
be
sure
perfect.
everything is
Yeah.
right. So, you know,
What's another week?
How long has it been closed for renos?
since July.
That's not so bad, though. I mean,
No. And we had a lot of renovating to do. I mean,
you
there's so much
got it,
work.
New booths, new everything.
Everything.
No, the
bar-
boots are all there, but we changed all the tabletops and painted the place different and cleaned the kitchen and just, you know, did what we had to do.
You're using the same boards and floors and booths in the same place, or you moved them around?
No, they're in the same place.
That's what I
But we
saw
just
from the
changed all the
pictures.
coverings of them, you know, painted the bar and just, it needed a real facelift. So that's pretty much what we did.
It's very exciting. Have you ever been in the restaurant business before?
Well, I ran that particular place for 3 years when I first moved up there.
So you knew exactly what you're
I knew
looking
how
at.
to do it. The owner was a dear friend of mine. Unfortunately, we lost him Valentine's Day last year, Phil. And I think I'm going to have a special Phil drink. I don't know yet.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
You could put his you got to put his picture there, like an honorarium picture.
No, I can't do that.
You can't do that.
That's
No.
too touching.
That's
People will
it,
start
yeah.
crying.
Yeah.
We could
I,
build
you know,
a
Jake's was a
Ron
great
Stash.
place, but this is different. It's going to be cleaner. It's going to be better. So I really want to keep the old stigma of the old place. Not that it was a bad place, you know. I want it to be new and fresh, kind of.
Do you want to put a statue in the front, a bronze statue holding a crab?
I do. I have actually a beautiful mermaid statue, but somebody fell over it, knocked it down. Now it's got no
Next.
arms.
That's
So it's-
got no arms.
I have a no-armed mermaid.
It's the armless mermaid.
I'll tell you.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I am.
What?
Because we're going to be
made
doing
you-
some stuff together up there, right, with bands and
Yes,
music.
We're going to be
and-
doing music and bands, and hopefully we're going to be on television. And I have an idea.
yeah, it's going to be great. Looking forward to it all.
Now let me ask you, what made you decide to do this?
Stupidity? No.
Is it different owning it than running it?
Oh, yeah. Because now you have to worry about the liquor orders, the food orders. I didn't have to
bottom
worry
line,
about
right?
any of that. I just had to make sure everybody was there, the customer was happy. The reason I did it, because his boys, when Phil passed away, took it over, and they decided they didn't want to run it. And everybody was so sad the last night, they were closing it down. I just had the brainstorm, and I worked something out with the oldest son, Kenny, and it came to fruition, and here we are.
That's amazing. Different menu, different types of food.
Different type, yeah. We'll have some seafood on it, but it's going to be different.
But you used to tell me things that you would have done differently. Now you get a chance to do all of that.
That's right.
And the entertainment that's coming is superb. Just superb. You have that Billy Joy cousin of yours, that guy.
Yeah, Mike Del Giudice, he's phenomenal, isn't
Oh
he?
my God.
He's
that
coming
guy
here on
is-
Friday, right?
No.
No, that's Mike Prisco. He's coming to sing Friday.
Okay, Mike Briscoe's coming.
You can't
to
get my
see on
cousin
Friday.
Michael that quickly.
I knew there was a Mike coming, so.
No, but I would like to maybe get him in December.
I
He's gonna be
can talk
busy.
with him as long as he's not on tour with Billy, because he is actually in Billy Joel's band now.
Or we could put his tour that he does in his house. He does music.
Yeah, he does something on the porch where he sings.
We could do that
Actually, he
as
could
well.
do it right from there.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, he'll get a lot of exposure. Not that he needs it, because he's got so
He
much
doesn't
now.
like to leave his porch.
No, he does stuff, for his fans at
He
home
does stuff for him.
when he's
The
not.
people are still, a lot of good things did come out of COVID.
Yeah.
A lot of stress came out of COVID, but a lot of good things came out of COVID.
But this Billy Joe guy looks just like him. Sounds like, even Billy Joe said, "Is that a
Yeah,
track
he
of
sounds
mine?"
just like him.
And they said, "No, it's him." And they said, "No, that's impossible." This
He
guy
is just
sounds
so-
like him.
Thank you, Mary Jo.
Talented, it's unbelievable.
And
She left already? That was it?
I guess she
yeah,
left
she did.
already.
She dropped off.
Came
huh?
to bring some avocados, which is really nice.
It is. She's a nice lady. Been through a lot, that lady. Been through a lot. But I would like him to show up at your place opening night. I think you're going to have a mob,
That'll be too soon, and I will have him up.
and we have to put
That'll be
some.
too soon.
You're going to have to put a waiting list. You know how people.
I actually texted him. I haven't heard back from him yet, but I would love for him to come play.
You ever remember?
Just him by himself.
Remember the clubs in the day when you had to wait to get in?
Or you had to know somebody.
Well,
That was like Studio 54, right?
I was, yeah.
It's like
Studio-
Freddie called the bowling
Those are
alley
the
this
good old
morning.
days.
Studio 54, when I was a member, my cousin was a dancer, ballet dancer for the Philharmonic or something, I don't know. So she used to give me tickets. The problem was you had to go every week. Otherwise, you weren't on the list.
Right.
I learned that the hard way. But I used to go every week for like 6 months, and the line went around the
And they would
world.
literally walk down and go, you, no, you.
Depends
No.
what you look like.
Yeah.
And sometimes you look great, right? Because the guy was usually the bouncer, and you were with some guy, and there was no.
Oh, the
because
women
they
they
wanted
let
the
in.
singles.
Right? If you were
They wanted
together,
single.
women, they'd let you in.
So you came to visit Debbie? We have Debbie up as Jojo, owner of Cheers on the Beach, and Debbie is Jojo's friend. We didn't know
Over-
what description
over-
to put up for Debbie.
Years this woman has put up with me.
How did you guys meet each other?
We lived around the block from each other growing up as kids in Long Island.
Oh, really? And then you both ended up down here?
I hadn't spoken to her probably about 13 years.
Debbie, you live in
Then
Boca?
I moved down here and called her. I remembered her old phone number from we were kids. She still had it, thank God.
Oh my gosh. And Debbie, what do you do or did?
I do my own real estate property. I'm in the real estate business.
Commercial, residential?
Residential.
Very nice. Are we going to talk about it or no? Your real estate
Yeah, I can tell you what I call it, slumlord. She's got to deal with everybody. It's just properties that she rents.
I'm not the
Beautiful.
slumlord.
No, but you know, it's difficult these days.
It's a very difficult.
Lynette, come on in. Have a seat.
Lynette, you know JoJo? I
I'm
know if
JoJo.
you
I
guys
think we've met before.
Remember with the mist? The
My hair
mist?
colors are different every time I come here. So
She
it's
was,
like to protect the innocent.
she was bald headed when she first last came. Remember
No.
the thing with the mist?
What mist?
The mist, we used to spray ourselves
The
with the mist.
Airbiotics.
Air
Remember that
Biotics.
little
yeah, yeah,
mister?
yeah.
That's Lynette's,
Oh,
That's
I
her.
remember.
which is very cool. How you doing?
Doing good, thank you. How about you guys?
We're good. We're talking to Debbie about her real estate. So you do rental properties?
I do rental properties, my own. It's very difficult. It's not as easy as it used to be.
So you own a lot of real estate and you rent it?
I own 4
Okay.
For
homes, apartment.
complexes or just apartments?
Excuse me?
Complexes?
No, they're single-family homes.
Single families,
Yeah.
okay.
In what area?
In Lantana, because that's where I reside. So I keep it close so I can watch what's going on.
It's hard to, rental market's hard?
It is. It is.
I have
You
a
got
question.
You got taxes. You got sometimes people damaging.
You got people is the problem.
Well, people, and really, it's not a good thing for the landlords. Landlords kind of get the raw end of the deal when it comes to
Yeah,
rental
they have
property.
more rights, the renters, right?
Yes,
have
they
more
do.
rights.
So
Josh, can you check the lower thirds in the picture? I don't have anything board.
What's your question?
My question is this: I live in a rental community here in Delray, and I know like every month it seems I have a bunch of new neighbors because the rent has increased so much. In the properties you own, have you seen like at least a 25 to 30% increase in rate along with the area's rate?
I have, and there was a new law that was put out that landlords could not, first of all, they have to give you a 3-month notice before they are raising the rent. And in your complex, it could be an Airbnb, people are coming in and out. There's a lot of things going on now with rental properties. But the usual person, you're only supposed to raise it, like on mine, I just, if I have good people, I might do $100, $150 once a year. I'm not looking to, jack up a rent, because not necessarily you might get them in, but it's going to cost you a lot more to get them out because they're not going to be able to afford the rents. That's what happens.
Well, I've seen a lot of evictions in the neighborhood. That's why I.
Yes. And
Rents
that's
are
about a
expensive.
45-day process to get them out.
And our rent went up $800.
Yeah, that's,
It wasn't,
well, by law, they're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to give you a 3-month notice.
Well, they did give 3 months, but
Give you 3 months and said it's going up $800.
This way you
They're-
can
wanna move out?
I think they're trying to work on that to make these
Yeah, they need
landlords
to do it.
stop the percentage, a certain amount of percentage, not increasing it where people, because first of all, today, right now, with everything that's gone on, salaries don't support rent payments.
True.
So,
Absolutely.
or mortgage payments, not making enough to pay. So they're working on that. They're tweeting things out and trying to make it so everybody is able to live comfortably and not with these ridiculous rent prices.
And
And
insurance is
eat.
crazy too.
Insurance, people think when you own places that you make a lot of money. You don't, because the majority of the money you're putting back into the home, because there's always something to do. You're always fixing something to improve the property. And of course, property taxes, good old property taxes.
Well, when I was in New York, I learned that the hard way. So I put together my own crew to do the repairs on the property. And I had a contract with this gentleman, and he had his business, and he took care of business, and then he used to give me a cut rate to keep the homes up. That was the only way I could do it. And I did 49 homes. And I'm gonna tell you something, I've never seen anything. I had to take pictures of the homes and have the people sign, because if you ever been to tenant landlord court in the Bronx, I'm gonna tell you, you think that cyclone is at Coney Island? You gotta go to this place. It is a wild place. Wild. They used to have attorneys saying, if anybody wants representation, meet me in the lobby. And people used to go out and come in. So I figured, always be nice to your tenant, because if you're not nice to your tenant, them not being nice to you hurts a whole lot more than you not being nice to them.
I guess that's true, right? They could.
That is true.
I had motorcycles. Guy gave me motorcycle. He gave me the leather and everything else because he owed me 6 months rent. I couldn't get him out. And I felt bad. He had 3 kids. Where am I going to put this guy in the middle of the winter? So I waited till the winter was over. He gave me motorcycles. He gave me stuff. And I bring it home, and Michelle says, you ain't riding no motorcycle. So my crew guy, the guy that I had the crew with, he took the motorcycle, gave me money, and oh my God, what a job that is. But you got to be nice.
You got to be nice, and really your first instinct is always your right instinct, because I've had people with the greatest credit and people that had no credit and were upfront and honest from the beginning, and those are the people, even though people don't look at them, that were there paying 2-3 months in advance when they had the money. I mean, they just turned out to be the greatest tenants, and to this day, I still have them.
That's amazing. They just get caught in the system.
They just got caught. You know, everybody sometimes goes through a bad time in life, and
Especially COVID. COVID set a lot of people back.
COVID set a lot of people back.
That's why there's so many changes that go on right now. I used to tell you that a women's toes. So I used to do this before I rented my properties. And I used to say, I don't know what kind of person you are, but I need you to sit down in my office. I need to see your feet.
That's creepy.
And the guys used to say, I ain't showing you my face, I ain't renting to you. He says, are you serious? I go, yeah. Now, guys that have beat up feet and everything else, I said, no. If you don't
know,
take
they
care
were
of your
not going to
feet,
keep the place up to par.
that's right.
What did you say? You wanted to see their what?
Their toes.
Katie's
Like
looking
what
at
you
you
said.
like she said. He goes, huh? What?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you.
So you mean if their feet aren't clean?
Look
then-
at her feet. Look how beautiful they look.
Well, they got sneakers on because my broken
Not
leg.
you.
But
No.
I'm talking about
Debbie?
you.
Oh, yours.
Talking about-
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Her.
She's
Jojo,
got
your
clean
feet look
feet.
beautiful in those sneakers. I'm glad you're wearing sneakers and you're not in that.
Look at
Yeah,
the
I gotta watch
toes
the
in
heels
this
for a
room.
while.
It makes an appearance.
It makes an appearance, right?
Yes.
Guy came out with like cottage cheese on his feet. I
They're
said,
thinking
listen,
they're
go
dying in
see a
there.
doctor. Go see a doctor
Getting
and go
paranoid.
find another place. If they don't take care of their feet, how in the world are they going to take care of my place? Think about
That's
that.
really
Absolutely
funny.
right.
And it works. You see, you got to find every angle when you're a landlord, because you ain't going to win in court. All you're going to get is a judge going to tell you got to give them more time. And you didn't do something right. I had
Or
a
a
woman.
judgment.
They give the tenants more rights
yes.
than they do the
Yeah,
homeowners.
they'll
It's
give them a
crazy.
judgment, but your chances of collecting that money are probably zero to
Zero.
none.
Zippo.
Yeah.
Lady took me to court because she saw a mouse, a rodent. So I went to court, and I said to the judge, I said, Your Honor, how big is this rodent? It's this big. So I went in, I put a steel wool, I redid everything, came back, and it's still not paying the rent. As time goes on, there was another rodent. I said, Your Honor, honestly speaking, we're in New York. New York is full of rodents. What am I supposed to do? Evacuate the whole city? And she started to laugh. It was horrible.
Because people do whatever they can not to pay rent. It's crazy.
And
We
then they
just got-
fine you. $1,000 the judge fined me. So I tell him, Your Honor, I'm going to give you $2,000. You give one to your charity, and I don't know where the other one is going, because I'm telling you right now, I don't work that way. Here are the pictures of my place. And she said to the lady, you know something? You're complaining about a mouse? Really? Get a mouse trap. And that was the end of that. But my
People will
God.
look at so many different ways not to pay rent. And the first thing is if, you have, as long as you fix things and do things in a timely manner, you're good to go with any kind of court system. But they do take advantage of it and they use it to say, I'm not going to pay the rent, but that doesn't fly. You really have to have somebody that has not taken care of, come and done repairs in months and months and months before it even gets to that.
Yeah.
And usually when they start doing that, the first thing I do is I slap them a 3-day notice, and that kind of changes their attitude, and then we're back to normal again.
Which I think you have one prepared, don't
I
you?
do.
As we speak.
Yes, that's a Friday deal.
Wow, it's stressful.
People used to laugh at me why I did it. But I used to buy homes because back in the day you could take the value of a home, put it to another home, to another home.
Yeah.
And I used to use FHA as a mini Eagle, so I had to spend $10,000 before I bought these homes. I was living the life when they paid. Nobody told me that they wouldn't.
Because
And then-
everyone wants to pay, and then life happens, and COVID happens. My homeowner's insurance, I just got the bill for that yesterday,
How much is it now?
$11,000.
I'm at 14, so don't worry about it. The other thing
Homeowner's
I used to
Homeowner's
take,
insurance,
I
over
used to take
$11,000.
my tenants and make them paint the area, I used to have them do other things. If they can't pay the rent, you're going to do something else. And I used to have a notebook, and I used to subtract. I'm getting mine, one way or the other.
I guess that's a good thing, but if you yourself maybe don't have the money to pay or carry 2 houses, that's a problem, right?
Well, you should also have some kind of, when you do start and you get first, last, and security, you should have some kind of emergency fund for a backup plan when something does happen, because there's always something that's
gonna
gonna
happen.
come up. Yeah.
But right, but first, last, and security, I was talking to a server at a restaurant the other day. She had to put down $9,000. Now, she's a server at one of the local bars in Fort Lauderdale. She said, I'm a server, my boyfriend's a bartender. We don't have
They don't have the income.
W-2, well,
That's right,
we don't
W-2s.
have declarable W-2 or 1099 money because of the nature of their business. So their credit score, as you said, is not so good.
Right.
So you have to do first, last, and security. She said, we have the cash because of the business that we're in, but the way the government does things and corporate does things, she says, we couldn't show that we have it because it's how their business is run. She had to
And
put like
some
$9,000
landlords,
down.
they want 3 times the amount of the rent before you even move in, besides the first, last, and security. And the people don't have that today.
Yeah,
put a
that's
deposit on a
exactly what it
house?
was.
Yeah.
For that.
It's really crazy. It's a really
Rent with
crazy.
option to buy was another big player for me in the day. With people that had and they used to do 3 years or 5 years, and if you didn't buy it, I got to keep all that extra rent. And that worked out really, really well for me. I got out when the bubble burst.
You had 49 properties.
Yeah, the last 2 were the ones I broke even on. Everything else I sold. I sold, and got out.
You had 49 properties at one time?
Yeah.
How did you manage that?
Now I
Did
know
you
what
have like a
happened
big
to us.
board and you go, okay, 1, 2.
I used
knew
to.
where they
That
all
was my
were.
job. I used to get up at 6 in the morning and go to the properties, and then the next day I went to the others and the others and the others and the others. I used to flip. Back in the day, you could flip. And there was a house on fire in Yonkers Avenue, and the second floor was on fire. And I went there and I saw the guy. The guy's crying. I said, "What's the matter?" He says, "Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna do this." I gave him, I think, $60,000 on the spot. I took his note, called the bank the next day. 3 days later, I sold it. Not only did I sell it, I made money at it, and then I got the contract to repair it. You see, in the day, you could do these things. Things worked.
But only because you were from the Bronx and you were in Yonkers. Someone from South Florida heading up there would not know what they were. It's because of who you are, how you work with people, and the things that you know, and those things you do that
But
nobody
if you
else
make a
does.
deal and it's good for the tenant, it's good for you. I mean, he was looking at dire straits. He didn't have nowhere to live, nothing. I put him up in a hotel. I gave him 60 large, and he gave me the note. We went to the bank. We did what we had to do. My team got together. We sold it. We had to buy it because you had a waiting list back in the day. And then we got the contract to fix it. So I ended up making 60, another 80, about 140 on it.
Yeah, but back in the day, it was much easier for people to get a loan, too. They had the no income, no asset loans. You
Did that
didn't have to
too?
prove anything.
And now interest rates are going up. It's just crazy. Although I think everything's going to change as we get closer to November.
Has to.
I think the market's going to
Where's
go
gas?
up. I think
Where's gas now?
The market has to go up. It can't get any worse.
the market's going to have to go up.
The market is still at 34,000, 31,000.
Remember when it was
think
at
the
10
market
or 11
is-
and everyone thought that was so good when it was at 10 or 11?
Where
You're
is
like,
gas
wow.
now?
It's 349 yesterday.
340. I got it. I went over to BJ's over the weekend. It was 335.
336 at Costco.
So I guess BJ's and Costco are about the same.
It's funny, don't you get frustrated going there for your gas?
Why?
Because you sit online for 2 hours.
See,
They're
BJ's
wasting
had
more
no
gas
line.
waiting
See,
for gas.
this is the difference between you and me.
I
If
can't
you
do
go
that.
at 8 o'clock in the morning, if you go when they open at 7, there ain't no lines.
See, that I could do because I wake up at 5 in the morning.
If you go at closing, I think they close at 8 now.
Yeah.
You go at 5 minutes to 8, there ain't no lines.
I didn't have. Well, I didn't go to Costco. I went to BJ's.
I've been there with
you
a
gotta
few
go to
people, and
Costco.
I'm like sitting on this long line. I'm like, you're wasting more gas sitting here.
No,
to
you
get
don't want to do
gas.
that. You don't want to do that. You
He's
want to
like-
go
They're
at
looking at it down their
7
doorbell.
in the morning. You get your gas.
You
Like
keep the
this.
doors locked now?
No, it must be Amazon or food delivery. What's one or the other? All right, let's take a commercial
Or a
break.
guest that I was waiting for.
Or maybe a guess that you're waiting for. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, it's National Salami Day. You like salami?
I love salami.
You guys like salami?
He doesn't love salami.
Josh doesn't.
Doesn't
know what
love a
yesterday-
good salami.
You know what yesterday was?
What?
National Go to Work Naked Day. I heard that on the radio on
I
my
guess
way.
I
we
heard
missed
you
that
went.
one.
I heard you went. How'd that work out?
I didn't go.
I'm glad I
Josh,
stayed at home
take off his
yesterday.
clothes, Josh.
All right,
We don't want to be seeing that
We'll be
stuff.
right back.